Yo, what is going on, guys? Gabriel Santos here. And in today's video, we're going to talk about tolerance breaks, okay? Tolerance breaks away from marijuana, all right? So there's so many different things I have to share on this topic, but today we're going to focus on just one or a few aspects of tolerance breaks. The one main one being, why can't you do them, right? What's causing you to fail? And again, there are many reasons why, right? Could be many reasons why, but there's one reason in particular, and that is the fact that a part of your day, a part of your life, a part of how you function heavily centers around how you use marijuana, right? And if we go even deeper than that, there is a certain kind of emotion and a certain kind of flow to your emotional day that marijuana is a big part of, right? And it really is no different than if you're used to eating a certain type of food or having a certain type of drink or having a certain type of habit at all in your life, right? When you're used to something and it's a big part of especially your emotional needs, then when you remove that thing, it's going to be a challenge to go on without it, right? And in particular with marijuana, the reason why many of us become addicted or dependent with marijuana is because it is our main way of coping with a certain emotion, our main way of coping with a certain aspect of our life. Okay, so for example, you know, for a long time, I used to work at a Chinese restaurant, guys. I used to work at a Chinese restaurant, and a big part of my day was knowing that at the end of my stressful work day, and mind you, I hated that job, all right? Not because of the people, but because of just the situation. It just wasn't for me. You can only imagine me working at a goddamn restaurant. Nothing wrong with restaurants, but you get my point, okay? And so I did not like that job, okay? So I was doing something that was extremely unfulfilling, and not only that, like I was out of shape, and not only that, I had a ton of insecurities I was dealing with, like most of us are. And so rather than coping with all of that in another way, right? Whether it's working out, whether it's nutrition, whether it's watching a movie, whether it's some other way, I would turn to marijuana, right? And the difference between marijuana and like just watching a movie is that marijuana really takes you out, meaning it can really remove you from deeper levels of suffering, right? Because if we're dealing with anxiety over something traumatic or a deep insecurity that brings us so much shame and so much guilt, marijuana will quite literally take us out of that place. And not only will it numb us out, but it will actually have us feel good, feel happy, feel relieved, because the anxiety and the depression and the psychological turmoils that we're dealing with, marijuana literally kind of zaps that all away, right? And so if marijuana is your main way of dealing with like deep emotional issues, you can only imagine that if you go on a tolerance break, you're not really probably going to get very far, especially if you don't have an alternative way to deal with those things. Now, here's another aspect. If you've just been smoking weed as a normal part of your day, and let me say this as well, we don't just smoke weed when we're stressed out or depressed or anxious or after work. We do it when we're bored. We do it. It's at the point now for some of us where we've smoked for so many different reasons. It's become our go-to thing for every emotion, right? I've said this in previous videos. Like, oh my God, I'm bored. I want to smoke. Oh my God, I feel a centimeter of stress. I want to smoke. I feel a little bit of angst. I want to smoke. And it's at the point now where we've accidentally conditioned ourselves to go to marijuana for every little thing, right? Not all of us, but some of us. And so when you remove something like that out of your life, it really is no wonder that you're going to really want to do it all the time, right? And so then that's where battling the cravings comes into play, battling the emotions, battling all this, and and then the mental talk is, well, God damn it, this is like, oh my God, I don't feel good, right? Because you remove that out of your life, and you come to realize that, oh my God, I don't have other ways to feel good. I don't have other ways to feel good. And so it's not just about going on a tolerance break, right? It's about filling those gaps of time, filling those gaps in your life with things that can also lift you up, especially emotionally and mentally and spiritually, right? So this is not about, consider that this isn't even about, oh my God, a tolerance break for a little while. Like, this is really about creating alternative coping strategies, alternative ways to have fun, alternative ways to have reward, alternative ways to relax, find peace, give yourself space to breathe, right? Self connect. And so, what I discovered in my experience is that, like I've said, I accidentally trained myself to use marijuana for everything. That's pretty much what dependency is. It's like, oh my God, I need it for X, Y, Z, A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. And the way I've been able to no longer need marijuana at all is to slowly over time build up a lifestyle that holds me down, right? I love my job. I love the amount of money I make. I love the people that I surround myself with. I love my home life. I love the clothes I wear. I love, you know, okay, I'm stressed out. I take hot baths. Okay, like I'm bored. I'll play a video game on my phone. I'll call someone. I need to connect. I'll text someone that I love. I'm looking for support. I'll call this person, right? And so, point being, what most of us really need is a well balanced, well rounded life where all our needs for well being can be met. But what we've been doing, some of us, not all of us, what we've been doing is, instead of going towards the actual healthy, sustainable option, we just run to marijuana, right? And the name of the game really is healthy and sustainable and effective. Healthy, sustainable, and effective, right? And consider that you could use marijuana in a healthy, sustainable, effective way, but for most of us, that doesn't mean every day. That doesn't mean 3 times a day, right? Like, look, I get it. Sometimes shit hits the fan in our lives and we need something powerful to really get us back up, right? That's why people say, I need a drink or I need to smoke or whatever. But and don't get me wrong, you can also use marijuana in a powerful, positive way, for spiritual practices, for recreation. You really could, okay? But this channel is supporting people who find themselves like really trapped or stuck in a habit with marijuana that they don't like. All right. So consider that if you want to go on a tolerance break, that it's not just about saying no to weed, it's about replacing marijuana with another solution for your needs, right? So start to wonder, right? Okay, so here's a practical tip. Okay, here's some homework, if you will, an assignment, if you will. So if you're gonna go on a tolerance break, start to notice, when do I start to crave weed, right? Like a trigger, like a bell for a dog, right? Like, okay, oh, I seem to have, and what do I mean by trigger? I mean, anytime you start to crave marijuana, notice why. Like, what is this about? What time of day is it? What are you doing? What are you not doing? And so, for example, if you wake and bake, right? If you've waked and baked for weeks, months, years, you can bet that when you wake up in the fucking morning, your brain's gonna be like, weed. All right. And so, yes, your brain is looking for weed. That's what it's going to say. But what your brain's really looking for is a solution to a problem. So ask yourself, what's a problem I'm looking to solve? Okay, I'm bored. I feel like shit. I want to feel better. I want to feel loose. I want to feel relaxed. I want to feel at ease. I want to feel happy. I want to feel euphoric. I want to feel up. I want to enjoy my day. I want my day to be enhanced, right? And so my point, especially with that last 10 seconds there, is that a lot of us are missing a whole life that allows us to have fun, right? I'm gonna be straight up. If you need marijuana to have a great fucking day, and you don't know how to have a great day without it, like, man, it really is in your best interest to figure out how to have a good day. Because that's the whole basis of dependency, is that you need it to have something that you want, and you can't get it otherwise. Okay, so consider that any tolerance break you go on is an opportunity to practice independence, okay, and to build a life, to build a day, right? To structure out a day that you actually enjoy, right? That when you wake up in the morning, you know exactly what you need to do to be happy, right? To have a good day. You know what to do. You know, in mid-afternoon when you get tired or bored or stressed out, you know what to do, right? That you don't have to go to weed, right? You can effectively manage your day and have the results and the emotions that you want with or without marijuana. That's the key, guys. That's how you gain independence, is you know how to have a good day with or without marijuana, such that marijuana is not what holds you down. That's where the dependence and the addiction comes into play, is when marijuana holds you down. And what I mean by that is when marijuana becomes this thing that without it, I can't have XYZ, right? And I get it. That is what's so challenging. It's finding out how do I get what I'm looking for through marijuana without the marijuana? And consider that it's possible, but it takes it. You got to build it. You got to earn it, right? You have to earn your way to have a great day. Honestly, you do. And so, I think that's where a lot of people maybe get stuck. Is like, it's it is way easier to just wake up in the morning and smoke a joint, right? Like, than have to apply yourself in a conscious way. But if you're someone who wants to be free from marijuana's grip on you, right? Which doesn't mean you're not going to do it, but just be independent, right? Such that the thoughts about weed don't control you, then the price of admission is to apply yourself and be willing to apply yourself, be willing to put an effort. And I get it. For some of us, that's going to feel like it hurts, because it's like, God, I don't want, because you're not used to it, right? You're not used to it. You're you like in one of my favorite metaphors, like, the hiking trail called the Yes to Marijuana is nice and clear, right? It's been walked a billion times by you, right? The hiking path called Do Something and Be Happy in Another Way Other Than the Marijuana, we don't even know where that trail begins, right? For some of us. And so, yes, it is harder at first for some of us because we've never walked that path before, right? You've never walked that path before, so you're trying something new that you've never really done before. So yes, there's going to be resistance. Yes, there's going to be, your body's going to be like, no, 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 what is this? But like I say, man, the price of admission is to pick up that damn shovel, pick up that damn hiking axe, and just fucking slash away, right? So if you want it, then go get it, right? If you want it, then go get it. And if you don't want it, then just say it, right? Like, just admit that when you go on a tolerance break, and this is where 100% responsibility comes into play, y'all. Like, if you want it, then be responsible for getting there. If you don't want it, then say it, okay? And I do acknowledge that it's hard. I do acknowledge that a lot of unconscious thoughts and emotions are really running the show for some of us when we try and go on a tolerance break. So I really do get it. But see if you can just buck up, right? Put on your fucking uniform, put on your shoulder pads, and just go, just go. So, that's it. I tried to cover as much as I could in this video without, oversaturating you guys. But anyways, yeah, that's it for today. Hope y'all are having a good day. Have a good rest of your week. I'll see y'all in the next video. Shout out Buddha. Shout out Dodger. Shout out Chakras. Peace.